Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that welcome back to the show. So listen up, we back in the game. Sweet believe we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get in every way. Working in two in the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweet the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Never rocks, that's we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
What is up on the Wacky Wednesday edition of Sweep the League? Rudy Campos Jr. coming to you. Going to be joined live with Hall of Famer Derek Gervin and future Hall of Famer, the legend himself, the coach of all coaches, Coach Gio. Going to be joined by both guys tonight. Also, we're going to probably have a live look from one of our admins. SOTB is live in Vegas. We're going to show you a Vegas shot. That's going to be kind of cool. We're going to get some live content from Vegas as well, some video content for everybody. So Sweep the League's on the on location in Las Vegas this next couple of days, actually. So be on the lookout for that. But nonetheless, it is Wacky Wednesday. We got a lot to get into. Team USA, obviously pulling over out of South Sudan. We put everybody on upset alert. We were giving you reasons why they could be upset. Let's break down that game. Also, we're going to get into baseball. It's kind of a broad topic. So we'll get into the home run king. Do you consider Barry Bonds the home run king? I was asked that question. We'll get a few of the answers on that. Plus, should I throw the Georgia Bulldogs under the bus? We'll see. I don't know. We'll talk to Coach Gio about that because we're going to start off a little bit of our college football preview and also some more of our NFL preview. Let's bring on the gang here. First and foremost, let's bring on Hall of Famer Derek Gervin Jr. Derek, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man, and I made time so we can talk some football tonight. So I put all my other stuff off, man. I'm trying to hang in there so we can do this show.
Oh man, I got it. Yeah, we got to break down this Team USA thing. Let me bring in Coach Gio as well, future Hall of Famer Coach Gio. Would you go in as a player? Because Derek's going in as a player. Would you go in as a coach or a player, Gio?
I'm going in as the coach.
As the coach. So then I would go in as an executive. That's probably what I would go in as. I'm the one talking about trading Tim Duncan, or not trading him, but giving, ideas and, taking calls on Tim Duncan. So yeah, I would go in as an executive, man. So nonetheless, hey man, we are brought to you by MCS General Contracting, Special Leaf Tea. We're also brought to you by Castro and Sun Solar and La Cocina Taco Truck. This Wacky Wednesday is off to a great start. This first segment is brought to you by MCS General Contracting. Sweep the League, when we first started, we had to start somewhere, and that somewhere was a foundation. We went through network after network. We had some great people help us along the way. They helped us build a foundation. That's what MCS General Contracting can do for you and your family. They can build the perfect foundation, whether it's a brand new home or whether it's a pool. Hey, you need to add a little bit more to the back porch? Give them a call. They are the guys to call. Driveway needed? Give them a call ASAP. MCS General Contracting. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Good evening, Joel Cologne. This is the first segment is brought to you by MCS. And the first segment is Team USA, guys. So Final score 103-86. Team USA ends up winning by 17? They had them favored by 29 yesterday going into the game. We all knew that they weren't going to hit the 29 mark, but a couple of guys, I don't know if Joel was one of them, might have been Little Max, said that they would win by 15-17. They ended up winning by 17. Let me get to Derek real quick. Derek, break down the game for us, because some of the stuff that we talked about yesterday that I know I mentioned was playing Halliburton, playing Tatum, and not so much seeing Embiid, but also inserting AD into the starting five. Looks like it might have worked against South Sudan, but I don't know if it's something that can be sustainable with other teams.
Well, I thought it was good. Steve Kerr made an adjustment. He went ahead and sat Embiid down. We knew Sudan was going to get up and down the floor. And so Steve Kerr made the adjustment. He also took Devin Booker. I'm trying to think. He had his starting lineup. He didn't start KD like I thought he would, but he sat down Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So Drew, of course, being the professional that he is, he accepted it. Jason Tatum got into the starting lineup. So I guess Kerr was going to make sure he didn't have to answer those questions today. But the guys played well. They started off a little slow. The score was 10-10. Then they make a substitution. Kevin Durant comes in. And once again, just like Serbia, when he came in the game, they went on a 16-3 run against Serbia. And today, when he comes in the game, they go on the 16-4 run. So the ball moved well. They played well on both ends, and they played. It was a good basketball game. They end up being up 19 at the half. It was a great game.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, USA, this is the kind of team that we were expecting to see out of Team USA. Now, it wasn't total domination. I mean, total domination is 25, 30-plus points. But they came out and they played very well. The adjustments by Steve Kerr really benefited, and he even made the mention, hey, Joel Embiid's going to end up starting against Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is one of the teams that I think we all picked to finish last in this group. So I expect Team USA to win. They're going to be the number one seed coming out of this group. Overall, possibly they could be a number one or number two overall going into the medal round. Coach Gio, when it came to Team USA in South Sudan, I mean, you saw the runs from South Sudan there, and they got it to as close as 11. They took the lead way early in the game by 2 points, but you saw them making a comeback. You saw them going. It's a lot of inexperience with South Sudan, and I get that, but this is going to be a team that I feel later on in future Olympics we may see the better parts of them coming out.
Well, look, I told y'all yesterday, or actually the day before, Rudy, when I said, pump the brakes, Team USA is going to be fine. Everybody's panicking, saying South Sudan's going to win gold, this and that.
We didn't say gold.
No, I know. I'm just being dramatic.
Wait a minute.
But look, Team USA took care of business. And look, LeBron played well. Look, South Sudan got some players, man. They got players there. They got people that I think should probably be in the NBA from what we have in some of those teams. So, look, hold your brakes. I'm the Team USA play well. What do you got to say, Jared? Go ahead, man. You're laughing over there.
I'm laughing.
You mentioned LeBron.
Why are you saying LeBron played well when the score was 10-10 when he went out? He scored 8 points early. They take him out as 10-10. When he sits down, they go on a 16-4 run without him. When he also sat down, they end up going up 19 without him. Like so why are you talking about LeBron? No, we're just being honest.
23,
they play better points? With. Do they play better with him on the floor or without him?
I think a different spurts. I mean, look, you can, if you want to really identify, sure, he sat down, they went on their run. But I think overall, team-wise, I thought LeBron had a good day. I mean, he had what? 23, 24 points, Rudy, tonight?
Today? He had 12
He had 12 points.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was thinking about the other game. My bad.
Yeah, no. He had 12 points today. And he had 8 in the first quarter, I think, is what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I must have checked the wrong.
You're good. Don't worry about it.
But
don't worry about that.
I thought the team overall played well. I got some highlights in there that I kind of went through, but Team USA is going to win gold. I don't know why people are panicking.
I don't know, man. It's the gold thing. Now, getting into the medal round, that's where it's tough. It's tough because, I mean, it's the knockout round, man. I mean, you lose one, bye-bye gold medal. That's the problem I see. And they are not in the toughest group. And that's the thing. They're not in the toughest group at all. Frank Valdez, appreciate Frank Valdez for joining this, man. SSD props. Yeah, I mean, South Sudan props to them. Team USA is not in the best group. Now, if they were in the best group and they were coming out victorious, winning by double digits, I feel a lot better about gold. But right now, I don't feel as confident. I'm going to stick to it. I have them as a bronze medal team. I mean, I really do right now. I'm going to stick to it. They showed a lot today. They showed a whole hell of a lot. But one thing that concerned me that I saw was what I was telling Derek a while back, the injuries, Gio. You saw guys getting real physical. You saw guys getting, a little banged up. A lot of these NBA guys are not used to the physicality, as we can tell. You saw Anthony Edwards go down for a little bit, Drew Holiday with his ankle, Derek White getting, if you want to call it cheap shot, whatever, but getting hit in the back. I mean, you saw Anthony Davis go down for a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. The physicality, we're going to see a physical game when it comes to a team like Germany, when it comes to even France. Gobert, even Victor, they're going to play a lot harder. They're going to be more physical, France. Australia's going to be a little more physical. Canada, 10 out of 12 players are currently in the NBA. So there are other teams and other groups in the medal round that's going to make it a lot tougher for Team USA. Let me get to a couple of the comments here. Appreciate everybody joining us in tonight. We are at over 800 right now live on the stream. Shout out to everybody on there. Joel Colon, appreciate it. Frank Valdez, appreciate it. Mario Cavazos, hola hermano. How many points did Joel Embiid score? Joel Embiid scored as many as Derek, Gio, and myself did combined. A whole big nothing. Midtown Texas is in here. LeBron's James. I love that. LeBron's medal James. I'm gonna go ahead and coin that and put that on a t-shirt if that happens, man. But Derek, heading into the medal round, isn't that where the concern needs to come in for Team USA? Because the physicality is going to be a lot more in the medal round with these other teams in Group A and Group B.
Yeah, because I still, I'm not even, France is not even in the mix for me. For me, it's Germany, it's Canada, and those are the two main teams I would say I think we're going to have. And then I have to throw in Australia. I think those teams are going to play us physical, but I guess Kerr's going to be switching the lineup every game. I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out as we move forward. But yeah, it's getting ready to ramp up a little bit after they smack Puerto Rico around. I expect them to beat Puerto Rico by about 50 because you see what Serbia did to Puerto Rico. So I don't know if these games are a good barometer for us moving forward. It's going to get a lot tougher, and Kerr and his assistant coaches got to figure out what roster they're going to go with. Are they going to be playing 10 guys or, not the 5 and 5? You might have to just sub in one guy or two guys, and they kind of did that today. And I think that works better as opposed to just going with 5. You take the starting lineup out and you put in the other 5 like they were doing in exhibitions. So they still got to figure all this out. But it's not going to be a cakewalk to the gold medal. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't really think so either. I mean, if Team USA wins gold, hey, great. They win gold. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if they win gold. It's a great thing for Team USA. I just feel like the physicality in the medal round is going to be a lot worse than what they're feeling now. South Sudan played them physical. Let's not beat around the bush. They were really physical with Team USA. You saw it with the guys that I mentioned who kind of got a little banged up. So they're going to get time to rest. You're going to see. I don't really want to say, Gio, I'm going to ask you because, as looking at it, Puerto Rico is that one team where you're like, okay, it's Puerto Rico. I mean, they're really not going to be that team. But aren't these the teams that are dangerous when it comes to Olympic play? Because nobody expects Puerto Rico to do anything, and then all of a sudden we turn on the score and it's like 54-46 Puerto Rico all of a sudden.
Listen, you can't take anyone lightly, especially in the Olympics, right? Sometimes countries rise and they can take full advantage. So if I'm the USA team, look, you continue to improve, you get better. Do not take any of these teams lightly. I like Canada a lot. I could see them potentially getting hot. You obviously have Germany. But it's going to be a very, very good basketball down the stretch. And we talked about this. The NBA, listen, you're watching what's going on. Make the rules a little bit more physical. Let's get a little bit more physical brand. You're seeing in the Olympics how Team USA is kind of being not necessarily pushed around, but they're feeling it. they can feel these teams playing physical. And I just wish that the NBA would say, hey, you know what? It's time. I'm not saying we need to go bring back, someone punching. I heard a story yesterday, Rudy. Vernon Maxwell told a story, Derek, about he's first coming into the league and he's kind of rah-rahing. And Buck Williams said, hey, you better relax. Vernon Maxwell forgets, comes down the lane, and could you believe Buck Williams broke his nose?
Yeah,
and Vernon Maxwell said, you know what? I learned that day, don't mess with these guys. I'm not saying bring that particularly back, but let's start to bring more, lighten up on these rules, because there's a foul call every 5 seconds in the NBA. There's a foul call being called right now in the NBA, and the season's not even going on.
I think we do. I think everybody agrees. You got to see more physicality in the NBA somehow. I mean, yeah, you're not talking about bringing, the old Detroit Pistons bad boy teams and back into the league, or, having the Malice and the Palace or anything like that. We're not talking about that. But you've got to be able to be a little more physical, because it helps with international play. It really, really does. And again, the whole thing we talk about is, why is the NBA being dominated by international players? Well, hello, they are playing FIBA rules. They're playing international rules. It's a tougher
and for a while, Rudy,
league.
What was the knock on European? Oh, they're soft, right? For a while, I kept hearing that growing up. Oh, Pau Gasol is a softie, right? Like, you hear these kind of statements. Fast forward, these players are not soft, Rudy. They're physical players. And sure, when they get to the NBA, Luka's not the perfect example. He doesn't play a lot of defense. But just in general, hey, he also played overseas, and he had to play against a physical brand. And has said it when he came into the league. He didn't feel like no one was really defending him that much, simply because the rules and how the style of game is played.
Well, yeah, and Derek can attest to this too, because you're playing overseas, you're playing physical ball, and then you get into the NBA, as Luka mentioned, and you're like, man, nobody can put their hands on me. Are you serious? I mean, I can get to the basket, and you know what? If I get breathed on, I'm going to get a foul called. I mean, it makes it so much easier for these guys that have already been training. I want to get to Joel Cole here real quick. We're going to play. We're not going to lay down, but our best player, Jose Alvarado, is banged up too, but we're going to fight as much as we can. Again, everybody's basically just saying Puerto Rico's done for. They're not going to win, but it's always one of these trap games where you have to watch out, where you don't expect anything from Puerto Rico. But here, like I said, they mentioned it's 54-46, Puerto Rico on top. Team USA looks lost, so anything can happen. But, Derek, before we head over to the quick commercial break in a little bit, that international play coming back, for international players, that's ideally what makes the NBA easier for a lot of these guys from overseas, right? Is that they come from a physical brand already. They get to the league, and it's like, man, you can't touch me, or it's a foul.
Yeah, it's physical, and I still it's going to take a minute for us to get adjusted. I don't know if we'll ever get adjusted. But before you go to the break, Rudy, I want to just say, what do you guys think our best style of play is? Because people might think I'm just going or hating on LeBron. I don't like the Charles Barkley style of basketball he's playing.
Yeah.
He's the only guy. He's dominating the ball with that backing guys in, and he's taking up too much time in the shot clock. And I don't like that. We're not going to win playing that way. I told you that before the tournament started. If he's the best player, we're not going to win gold. And I don't like the way he can't move the ball, that when the other guys are involved like they played today and everybody gets a piece of the pie, that's the best team that we can put on the floor. When we have him out dominating the ball, and then when he sits down, now Anthony Edwards wants to start dominating the ball. That's not the way we're going to win. We're going to win only on ball movement. And these guys got to figure that out. This is not the LeBron Olympics. This is Team USA. And if we're going to win, he's going to have to get on the ship with everybody else. Gio, you smiling, but all you got to do is go look at the pen. If I've said anything wrong,
no, yeah, he has dominated. I thought he's played well, but he has dominated. And when you get down the stretch in these games, you need to make sure that these players are all in tune with what's going on. Not seeing LeBron kind of dribble, go back him up, do what he's going to do. Start spreading the ball. And I thought they played better this game against South Sudan. Obviously, look, there's a talent discrepancy. But South Sudan, look, they got players that should be in the NBA, and I think we will see an influx. I know Derek talked about that a few days ago, but I just think they're going to win. But it's going to be tough. Ain't going to be no cakewalk.
No, it's not a cakewalk in the medal round. Definitely not. No cakewalk at all. We got some other comments. Tim Gonzalez is in here. Obviously, he for whatever reason, Tim does not like the Tar Heels. I have no idea why. But he does say Bam took over today. Derek Irvin, Bam did play really, really well. USA should just run. That's exactly what I feel it is. They've got a great team that can run, get up and down the court. I mean, everybody on that team can get up and down the court, with the exception of Joel Embiid. Man, he's about it. And then Frank Valdez is true top potato basketball. I mean, you got to keep making that extra pass, make that extra pass. What's cool is that when you see them make that extra pass, you're seeing a wide open Kevin Durant. You're seeing a wide open Devin Booker. You're seeing a wide open Bam Adebayo. I mean, you're making the extra pass, but you are correct on a sense of when we saw LeBron in the game and he had the ball. No hating on LeBron. Just go look at the video. I retweeted it on Twitter or X or whatever it is. LeBron had a lot of turnovers, man, because he holds onto the damn ball and he allows the defense to collapse on him. And then he's struggling to make a pass, out to a player on the perimeter or somewhere. And that's the tough part for Team USA. You're trying to get into a rhythm. You can't get into a rhythm when you're playing Derek? Luka Doncic basketball. When you dribble the ball for 22 seconds and then you've got to throw up a jumper or make a pass to somebody or force a jumper out of them, that's not what's going to win gold for Team USA, right, Derek?
It's a fact. We just got to have everybody involved. Like today, we had 5 guys in double figures, and that includes LeBron. So he could still get his points, but he has to pick his spots. We have the ball in his hands a little too much, and that's why we struggle. And then when they go to the bench and bring in KD, it's like night and day. Just look at the attitudes of the players when Kevin Durant comes in the game, and that includes the players on the bench. Everything changes. It's not that I want to bash LeBron. I want to win the gold medal, and we got to do what it takes to win the gold medal. I'm not worried about him being 39 or 40. That doesn't mean anything. That means something to the media. I played this game. I want to see us win gold, and the best way to do that is keep everybody involved. And there's a thing called hockey assist. That's how we need to be playing.
Yeah. Second pass.
Instead of the good shot, take the great shot, and that comes from ball movement.
100%, man. This is Hall of Famer Derek Irvin, future Hall of Famer as a coach, Coach Gio. That's great. What Hall of Fame are you going to get into, Gio? Is it football?
I would say football, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say because I think basketball is probably the easiest one to get into, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, if we had a shot in there. Me, I mean, as decent of a bowler as I am, I can't even get in the damn bowling Hall of Fame. That's kind of crazy. The local Hall of Fame. That sucks, man. Jeez, that's terrible. But nonetheless, Hall of Famer Derek Irvin, Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. When we get back, we're going to talk maybe a little bit more basketball, maybe a little bit of Team USA, maybe preview that Puerto Rico game. Then we'll kind of go around the horn, man. Barry Bonds, is he the home run king? Because I was asked, and you know what? He's the home run king because he's the all-time leader. But I can't really make him the actual home run king. Like, he's 1A, but I also have a 1B. Who could that be? When we get back here on Sweep the League, appreciate everybody joining us tonight. It is MCS General Contracting, La Cocina Taco Truck, also Castro and Sun Solar, and Special ET. Also, shout out to Locked On Spurs Zone, Jeff Garcia. They're all partners here at Sweep the League. We'll be back here in just a little bit.
Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Hey guys, are you ready for a flavor explosion? Look no further than La Cocina Taco Truck, serving up the best street tacos and quesadillas in New Braunfels. With a 5-star rating and rave reviews, they're not just a taco truck. They are a taste sensation. La Cocina staff is the best in town and pride themselves on making every customer feel like family. Whether you're feeding a crowd or just satisfying your own cravings, they've got you covered because no order is too big or too small for them there. Louis and his staff are all about customer satisfaction, and they love their community. Don't worry, San Antonio friends. They're just a short trip away to New Braunfels. So why wait? Come visit La Cocina Taco Truck today and taste the difference for yourself. That's La Cocina Taco Truck, where every bite is a fiesta. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Hey there, sports fans. I'm Ashley, your go-to girl for all things sports here on Sweep the League. Welcome to our daily news reports where we'll be covering the latest updates from the NFL, NBA, WNBA, college sports, and more. We're thrilled to be a part of the rapidly growing Sweep the League network, bringing you fast and fresh news updates every day. Make sure to subscribe to Sweep the League TV on YouTube for even more in-depth analysis and discussions with our amazing team Monday through Friday. Huge thank you to our incredible sponsors in San Antonio for their support. We couldn't do it without you. So let's get started. I'm Ashley, and I'll be sweeping the league for you every day. Stay tuned for the latest sports news and updates.
Pops the mastermind, got the team what we need. 5 rings deep, we the dynasty kings. From the Alamo Dome to the banners we bring. Respect the king.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. Hall of Famer Derek Gervin, the future Hall of Famer Coach Gio, and the bum, the lazy couch guy, Rudy Campos Jr. coming to you live here.
You're not a bum, Rudy. Come on.
Well, I'm a Tar Heel fan. I'm a Falcon fan. I mean, come on. I gotta be.
Well, look, just because you have certain teams that deem as chokers doesn't mean that you're a bum.
Okay, so going over the chokers, I'm a Falcon fan. That's pretty obvious. The Tar Heel, the Villanova game at the buzzer, okay, you can call me a choker there. The Spurs, screw you, Ray Allen, you can call me a choker there. And the San Francisco Giants, where could the choke be on the Giants part? Against Oakland, I think, in the World Series? Maybe so. Yeah, I guess we can go that far. I guess we can go back into the that far back. But yeah, I guess I am a fan of all choking teams in every major sport.
Well, I mainly meant the Falcons.
Well, no, you brought it up. So you said I'm a fan of every choking team. So you brought it up.
Every team that we followed, they choke. I mean, David Robinson, as much as I love the guy, that 95 series against the Rockets wasn't his best.
There was nobody stopping.
I will say this, though. If you go look back at that series, Derek, I thought David actually played pretty well. It's just Hakeem was on just a different level.
I agree. Dave didn't play that bad. People talk like he just disappeared. Hakeem just played on another. Hakeem played on another level. He was upset about not winning the MVP that year, and he came out and when they matched up, I mean, he took Dave to school. I mean, he was the best player on the floor, but that doesn't diminish what Dave did. He would have done that to any player that year. So people have to realize that Dave played him tough. The dream is called a dream for a reason.
Yeah, the dream shake. The dream was just on a mission that year. This is Sweep the League. Like I said, Hall of Famer Derek Gervin, Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr., choking teams only allowed, please, in the club. And this next segment is going to be brought to you by MCS General Contracting and La Cocina Taco Truck. La Cocina Taco Truck is a simple drive to get satisfied. They are located in New Braunfels, Texas. Again, it's a short drive. You want the best street tacos, the best quesadillas. You want Louis to take care of you, you got to head over to La Cocina Taco Truck Thursday through Sunday, 8 p.m. till the last person leaves. You got to head out there ASAP. Head out there this weekend. It's a great weekend to head out there. La Cocina Taco Truck, both sponsors of Sweep the League. We're talking about Team USA. And, I want to get something off my chest. I have one of those rants. So real quick, I got approached earlier, and actually it was at work. I got approached by a coworker and said, if I had to take a team between the Chicago Bulls, the 70 win plus Bulls, the 70 plus win Warriors, who would be the best team? And I said, it would be the Bulls for me. And he says, you wouldn't have to think about it. I said, no, I wouldn't have to think about it. Well, I mean, you had Curry, you started naming off players. I'm like, okay, but that still doesn't make them the best team. Well, they won the most games of the two. It doesn't make them the best team. Why doesn't it make them the best team? Bulls finished the job. Golden State didn't finish the job. I can't consider you the best team if you didn't win the title at the end. Chicago finished. Golden State came up short. Enough said for me. Is that a fair statement when it came to the greatest team of all time?
Well,
go ahead, Gia. You take this one. Yeah, go ahead.
What I was gonna say is no worries. I mean, look, the Bulls had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper. Just those three guys alone defensively, how long they were. I heard stories throughout the years of, man, you couldn't even get the ball off the court against those three guys, how long they were. Steph, Klay Thompson, they're going to have the hands. Now, what rules you playing with? Like, if you're playing 90s rules, hand check, look, they're going to have a tough time getting shots off. Obviously, today's rules are obviously more freely, but I still would pick the Bulls over the Warriors if you have a 7-game series. I just think Michael Jordan, his will to win, the role players. Now, it would be interesting to see Draymond Green versus Dennis Rodman. Those two go at it in a 7-game series. But I think ultimately Jordan, Scottie Pippen would just be too much for the Warriors. I think just the size advantage as well. Great defenders. I mean, who's going to guard? I mean, look, Luke Longley's in the post there. I mean, the Warriors really don't. It's just, I don't see Warriors stacking up. Well, they're going to jack up shots every chance they can. I mean, they're going to make all their 3-pointers. So Michael Jordan would oppose as well. Now, the greatest team ever, there's definitely debate on that, but I'm going to go with MJ's Bulls on that.
Derek, you got a little bit of info on this so we can put it to bed.
I think the Bulls would beat the paint off the Golden State Warriors because their biggest weakness was what Gio just said. It's size.
Yeah.
So you got your big backcourt that can play defense. You got guys that can slide their feet, and then you move into the front court. You got not only Luke Longley and Bill Wennington, you also got Will Perdue. So you look at Golden State on the other side. Who was their rim protectors? You can go back to the Andrew Bogut days, but he's only one guy. So I would take the Bulls. I just think that with Mike would just will his team to wins. And Golden State, I got to get them. They were a great team, but they didn't seal the deal. So I would take the Bulls. You got Michael Jordan. He was a finisher.
Yeah, I'll say this, Rudy. You add Kevin Durant to the fold, obviously makes things very, very interesting. But ultimately, I'm going to go with the Bulls on this.
Yeah, you can't have the conversation. And that's what I tried to explain to him. You can't have the conversation if Golden State didn't win the title. I mean, just simple as that. That's like saying, well, the Patriots got to be there with the Dolphins because they had an undefeated regular season. I don't see that. The Dolphins sealed the deal. They had an undefeated season. They had a perfect season.
I don't know. You know what? The Patriots would beat that damn Dolphins team. I
don't care who wins. It's the perfect season. That's what it came down to. It's not the perfect regular season. It's the perfect season.
What? The Patriots will be which team?
The Dolphins, the
Don
undefeated
Shula coach,
Dolphins.
the Don Shula coach
Man,
team
Randy Moss.
Zonka.
Man,
with
Randy Moss.
Bob Greasy
Larry Zonka.
and Mercury Morris and Paul Warfield, and they would beat that team.
We got the boxing going on
They
now.
would,
Here we go.
Derek.
Here we go.
They would beat that
Oh
team.
man, if you don't stop, Gio, I'm a
Randy
little
Moss-
older than you.
Randy Moss is flying by that secondary every chance he got. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry. Tom Brady is running up that score. And I know the Dolphins always open up their champagne after every team or I guess every last team that's undefeated in every
once
season.
everybody's done.
But I'm sorry, Randy Moss is going to run that secondary out. It's not even going to be close, honestly.
He couldn't outrun the Giants there in that Super Bowl. So, I mean, what makes you think he can outrun a lot of the Dolphins?
The Giants had they had a really good defense. And for whatever reason, Eli Manning, by hook or crook, got 2 Super Bowls, and that man's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. I don't agree with it. I've had conversations with Giants fans throughout the years. Yeah. I think Eli Manning's in the Hall very good, but to be in the Hall of Fame and he's led the league in interceptions 4 times, I'm sorry. That's just something to me just says, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But Gio, so if you're questioning Eli and talking about that team, how could you even have the audacity to say that the Miami Dolphins would lose to the Patriots when they lost to Eli Manning twice? I mean, come on, man.
Yes, listen.
I know you're younger. You need to go back and look at film of that Miami Dolphins.
As outrageous as it sounds, I do agree that freaking Eli Manning and his photos every time you see him kind of in like he's on a different world because he seems spaced out all the time. But I just feel like Tom Brady, and I'm going by eras, and maybe I'm disrespecting that time. Obviously, they played a physical brand of football, different league. I just feel like that Patriots team would beat them. But I don't disagree, Derek. Eli Manning did beat Tom twice in a Super Bowl, which is just crazy.
David Tyree, the catch was one of the
David Tyree and Mario Manningham in that second Super Bowl, I thought had a hell of a catch. I think it was a third down conversion. Yeah. He caught a pass on the sidelines there. I thought that ball was going to go out of bounds. That's probably Eli Manning's best throw. Besides,
where did Manningham go to school, Gio? Where did Manningham go to school? Don't worry about it.
Where do you go to school? I don't remember off the top of my head.
No big deal. Who was the best team in the country last year? Oh, that's no big deal.
North Carolina.
Who was the best team in college?
Well, it was the Georgia Bulldogs, but I won't bring that up.
This past season.
That'd be Michigan.
Okay, well now you know where Manningham went to school, so no big deal.
There you go. We're gonna make note
Georgia,
of that, man. Make note of that. Michigan.
I still can't get over the fact that the committee left our team out and put Alabama in when we were the #1 team for almost 2 years.
Can you ever get over that?
I won't get over it.
Why?
Because Washington was not better than us. Washington would not have beaten us. There's no way. No way Penix is going to go up against that defense.
I'll say this much. Yeah, Georgia would have gone through, I think, that playoff series. I think so.
And you saw what Georgia did to Michigan 2 years in the playoffs.
I will say this about last year. I don't know if on paper, and from what I could tell by the eye test, no disrespect at all, but I don't think Georgia beats Michigan. I really just don't. I just, the way Michigan was set up last year, the way they played, the way they were built, I really, really think they would have been able to beat Georgia. And I really think they would have been able to beat anybody, whether, against Washington like they did or Texas. There were better teams out there, but it was something about that Michigan squad last year that it's just they're on a mission, man. And I couldn't see anybody possibly beating that squad. I'm not
going to defeat because they were on a mission and they had a hell of a run. But Rudy, as we know, college football, the playoffs are expanding, and we're going to see I can't wait for college football playoff season. I mean, Derek, it's going to be fun. I mean, you're going to have a lot more teams in there.
Isn't it 12 or 16? It's 12, right?
It's 12. I believe it's 12. Yeah.
And then it's
12,
going to 16.
So it's 12 teams. And at this point now, I mean, Alabama's probably going to get in. Georgia. I mean, is this going to be the SEC Invitational already?
Oh, definitely.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be the SEC Invitational because the ACC, I don't know if Clemson is
8. 8 teams are getting in this year.
Okay, 8 team. And I think the plan is 12, I believe, in the future.
Yeah.
But look, I'm fine with 8 teams. But the problem is, Rudy, every year we're going to have teams that thought they should have got in. They're going to kind of get that cutoff point there. But it's going to be a very exciting college football. So I can't wait for college football.
Yeah, we're going to be talking college football later on in the week as well. We're going to launch our college football preview talk as well as the rest of the NFL talk. We're kind of just diving, dipping our toes a little bit into all this right now. But like we mentioned earlier, this segment is brought to you by MCS General Contracting and La Cocina Taco Truck, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Be sure to go to YouTube. Hit our YouTube page up. All you got to do is go to YouTube, search at Sweep the League TV, become a subscriber. Why? Because August 16th, we're giving away Madden 25. We just give away college football 25. We just give away an Amazon gift card. Next giveaway is going to be the Madden 25 release. So we will definitely be giving away a copy of Madden 25. You just got to be a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you could be a winner. Also, we're going to be doing a really big TikTok giveaway as well, strictly for TikTok. So we'll have details on that here pretty soon. Real quick, man, we're going to do this segment really, really quick. We're going to take another commercial break. But home run king in baseball. I was asked, hey, is Barry Bonds the home run king when it comes to baseball? Now, 762 home runs. Obviously, Hank Aaron had 755. Ruth had 714, I believe. So, I mean, there you got the top 3. Obviously, Bonds, home run-wise, he's number 1. You can't really deny that. You can't argue that. 7-time MVP. I mean, the guy, to me, is definitely Hall of Fame bound. He should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a crime that he isn't, but we always get into that. We're not going to get into that tonight. On the home run side, I do say Barry is the home run king, but I always put Hank Aaron as 1B. And I think because I don't believe Barry did steroids per se. I mean, I know I'm a Giants fan, but the guy was dominating pre-steroids era. But because of that, I still have to give Hank Aaron his due. So nonetheless, I've got 1A, 1B. I've got Bonds first. I've got Hank Aaron second. For you guys right now, go around the horn. Whoever wants to go first, let me know. But do you have Barry as the home run king hands down, or is there some kind of debate there still?
I have Hank Aaron still. Barry went from Barry has always been an excellent player, a Hall of Famer. But if you look at it before the steroid era, Barry was hitting 32, 33, 35 home runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's hitting 60 some 70 home runs.
Yeah.
So for me, Hank did it the right way, the way we always talk about. So Hank Aaron for me with the 755 will always be my home run king until someone passes that.
And I can't argue that. I will never argue that because, again, you're right. I mean, it went crazy. It went bananas, Barry, towards the end of his career, prime Barry Bonds in San Francisco. But I can't argue with anybody who says Hank Aaron is the home run king, Gio.
I'm going with Barry. I mean, Hank is right there. I mean, you can go either way here. Barry, obviously, we all know the whole steroid era, the use. I will say this though, guys. You still gotta hit the ball. There's a lot of people who've used steroids already, and they're not hitting the home runs that Barry hit. So what he also did, what I think was pretty good as well. I mean, he got walked a lot, really, too, right? And
yeah, the most feared hitter in baseball.
The most feared hitter. Sometimes he'll see 2 or 3 pitches a night. I mean, that run is just outstanding. And yeah, the steroids, this and say that. If you want to say Hank, I'm not going to argue. I mean, Hank Aaron hit 755 home runs, played 23, 24 seasons. I mean, Derek, is phenomenal career. Babe Ruth is interesting, Rudy. I know people like to sometimes say, well, he was playing against plumbers and this and that. And look, 714 home runs, still pretty astounding. Y'all know I'm a Mariners fan. I'm going to throw Ken Griffey Jr. in the mix. I love his swing. He was also a great defensive player as well, but I've talking about home runs. But I'm going with Barry on this, and he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. MLB, you voters, if you're listening, which I know you are, to sweep the league every night, you got to let Barry Bonds in. It's time. Stop it. You voted for him to win the MVP when you probably knew he was on some sort of thing, because that man, his head got bigger and his body was just, it was just kind of ripped. It's like, dude, like, you voted for him then, Rudy, when you probably suspected he was using.
Yeah.
Now for his ultimate prize, get him in the Hall of Fame. I still think Sammy Sosa should be in the Hall of Fame. I know me and you have gone back and forth on this, Rudy, but Sammy also hit over 600 home runs, and he also saved baseball, and MLB knew what he was doing. So, but Sammy never tested positive, I believe, in his career. But number one, I'm going with Barry, but him and Hank, I mean, they're right there in between.
Sammy was on that crazy stuff, man, because Sammy don't look like Sammy anymore.
He also changed his skin color, which is probably a different topic for a different day.
Sammy in the Hall, I don't know, man. We have to get onto all that.
How many did Sammy hit? I'm sorry. How many did Sammy hit? 66?
630? What? I can look.
That one year. No, the year him and McGuire. Wasn't it 66?
Yeah, it was, I believe, 66. Yeah.
The Summer of Love. I mean, look, him and McGuire. Now, McGuire, look, the whole Conseco thing, we could talk about McGuire a different day. I'm not the biggest fan of Mark, but I think Sammy, I know they're obviously entwined because they both obviously had those career years together. I'm probably more okay with Sammy getting in. But listen, there's other guys in the Hall, Rudy, that have been suspected of steroid use, Derek. Big Papi.
Oh, that's true.
Well, Big Papi was on the damn. We say Big Papi was supposedly on the damn list. Like, it was pretty much
on the list.
Confirmed.
Mike Piazza for a long time. Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah.
Pudge Rodriguez. He was in Texas. A lot of this steroid stuff happened with the Rangers in the beginning. Look, all I'm saying is, if you're going to let guys in who have been suspicious of, you got to let everybody else in. What is this picking and choosing? This is ridiculous.
Gio, you're right. Gio, and I'm going to say this quickly. You're right, because even in the NBA, and my brother played, and he played in the drug era. So, it's supposed to be what you did on the field, what you did on the court. So they couldn't prove that those guys were guilty. And even if they were, they still allowed them to play. They didn't suspend them. So you have to put them in the Hall of Fame. And that includes, for me, Pete Rose belongs in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate of Pete Rose getting in. I mean, the guy deserves to be in, one of the all-time greatest hitters of all time. And you're talking about a guy, just one of the greats of the game, and he's not in the Hall of Fame because he was betting. Honestly, who gives a flying crap about betting, man? I never give a crap about it. Now you have people that can go on their phone and bet now, DraftKings and all this other stuff. They can be doing it during the damn game.
Just not in the stadium. You have to go outside.
Well, I mean,
I'm saying how crazy it is. Remember, they suspended a couple guys last year for betting at the facility. You can go outside the facility and bet, but you can't bet in the facility. How dumb is that?
It's really dumb, man. We got some of the comments in here.
Also, I think Curt Schilling should be in. I know he's not a fan favorite of the media, Rudy. I know he didn't win a Cy Young, but his stats on par with a lot of guys who are in.
Yeah,
I'll say why not Curt Schilling get in?
And look at me, Gio, and the bloody sock.
If Kurt goes in, the bloody sock goes in too.
Curt Schilling should. I think Kurt's probably not in because of his relationship with the media, but
yeah,
Barry's got to get in. I just.
Joel saying Barry Bonds had 2 Hall of Fame careers, before the juice and after the juice. He said also, and regardless of the juice, Bonds was getting maybe 1 ball to hit per game, and he was still hitting it out. Exactly. I mean, he was the most walked player in baseball. And
with the bases loaded, they walked him.
Yeah.
Joe Walker walked a run in, Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually smart.
Yeah, I mean, he was the most feared here. We kept saying almost everyone was juicing in who gives a crap. It wasn't illegal. Technically, he's right. It wasn't illegal. I mean, there was
And
nothing
Jeff Kent,
illegal about it.
he got Jeff Kent an MVP, Rudy.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, Sammy should most definitely be in the Hall of Fame. He used Skimbley soap, but that's not a damn cheat code. That's true because I don't love you guys in the
Man, leave
chat.
Sammy out of this, man.
Chilling is not in because of his political views. Let's be honest. It could be the reason why. Like I mentioned earlier, we are live in Vegas too. There's a shot of Vegas right there from our admin. Shout out to SOTBs in Vegas. You also saw the Mariah Carey clip earlier. She's getting ready to perform tonight in Las Vegas. So again, we've got you covered when it comes to Las Vegas the next couple of days, bringing you some content from SOTB all for Sweep the League. So, needless to say, we've got a Hall of Famer on the squad here. We've got a future Hall of Famer below me right here. When Gio, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to submit my name again for the Hall of Fame, but I think I'm getting the Barry Bonds treatment. I didn't do steroids, but I must have done something to never get in a Hall of Fame. So I guess when Barry gets in, I'll be able to get in one day. I'm going to leave it at that, Gio.
You're in the Hall of Fame, man.
One more thing about also Barry. Barry's not a nice guy, Rudy. He's not a very
Neither am
nice
I. I can be an
Barry's
ass.
not a nice guy, and he's done a lot of things to reporters over the years. That's probably another reason why Barry won't be getting in anytime soon, as he is a bit of a jerk, but that shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if he was a jerk. Michael Jordan, some can argue, Derek, he was a jerk to his teammates, fighting and punching Steve Kerr.
He was. He was.
Jordan's in the Hall of Fame.
It sounds like the problem is these some of these people that are being allowed to vote, man. They hold personal grudges.
It's personal
so that's
grudges.
What they need to do. Yeah, they need to do better with some of the people that they're selecting to make these decisions. It's not fair, man.
I know that
all the
Rob
guys'
Parker
names should be in the Hall of Fame.
I know Rob Parker.
I know Rob personally.
Rob does vote for Barry when he was on the ballot, so I'm not the biggest fan. Sometimes Rob does say some stuff out there
off the wall. Yeah.
Rob did also say, and if you're listening, Rob, about anyone could have won that Super Bowl with the Rams. He said Ryan Tannehill could have won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Rob, stop it.
I'm gonna have to clip this. We're gonna have to clip this because I've talked to Rob a little bit through DM. So yeah, I'm gonna have to clip this for Rob and see if I can get him in.
Did you want Rob? I know Rob very well. I talked to him on. I was still talking on Messenger.
Oh, here we go. Rob Parker.
Derek knows everybody.
He just started a radio. He just started a station in Detroit.
Exactly.
His own radio show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he did. And
Rob was doing stuff when Rob was a reporter when I played with the Nets. That's how long Rob has been around. So I've already interviewed him, myself and Paul Mokeski. Rudy, if you want Rob on the show, just let me know because I've been trying to get on the show with him and Chris Broussard.
I want Rob Parker because Gio has the biggest issue with Rob Parker. So I want to sit back with my popcorn and listen to Rob and Gio kind of go at it here.
Matthew Stafford played in Detroit. Rob's had some things to say about Matthew over the years that are always the greatest. But when he said that any quarterback could have won that Super Bowl, Rob, our best receiver was out. We couldn't run the football, and it was basically Cooper Kupp or bust. So I don't think any quarterback, and also Matthew Stafford threw that no look. And also Matthew Stafford beat Tom Brady in the playoff game, which was almost had my heart out of my chest if the Rams would have lost that game.
I guess we're going to have
Gio, quick, Rudy, I'm sorry. Gio, tell me quickly. So what's the main thing you want to talk about? Because I'm going to write Rob tonight when we get off the show.
Uh-oh, on the spot.
With different topics.
Oh, no, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
I know. Rob's great.
Rob's a good guy. Just talk about his career, where he came from, all the good kind of stuff from his past, and then obviously what he's doing now, and obviously some of his most memorable takes.
Yes, okay, because I'm gonna write him as soon as we get off about some of his takes. Because I would say I'm gonna get Rob on this show.
I do agree with Rob that Tom Brady. He once coined Tom Brady as the LOAT the luckiest of all time.
He sure did.
And you know what, Rob? I don't disagree. Listen, he's a great player, obviously, but Tom did get pretty lucky, and especially that Raider game to kind of start off the franchise.
Oh, God, that was terrible. I still hate that outcome of that game. I mean, that was terrible, 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 man.
So, but yeah, no, Rob's great, man.
Yeah, I mean, Rob's a great guy. I've never talked to him personally. Like I said, I shot him a DM one time, kind of DM'd him back a little bit. So I tried to get him on here, but like I just got to go to the source. I just got to go to the man himself and Derek and say, you know what? Here's my Santa Claus list of players and people I want to talk to. You make it happen and see if we can do that. Because, yeah, Rob Parker, Gio's been waiting to get with Rob for a little bit here, and I kind of want to, talk to Rob because, hey, he brought it to Detroit. That was the thing. He has a radio station in Detroit now. So, that's one thing I wanted to talk to him about. If I'm not mistaken, he also, BJ Armstrong is also a part of that radio station as well. So, I mean, he's got some great guys doing some really good things up in Detroit with the new station. Jacob Barrett just got in, gents. What did I miss? Well, you missed the Team USA coverage where we were actually praising Team USA. I mean, I know that's hard to believe. We've been praising them the whole time. We just kind of be a little hard on them. Your question, Jacob Eric, about the home run king. You just missed it out. You got to listen to the replay. Go to YouTube at Sweep the League TV, man. Listen to the replay of what we're doing here. We talked about the home run king just a little bit here. Tim is saying, I'm a Hall of Famer with the USOA. I will take that. Anywhere I can get into the Hall of Fame, anywhere I will take it. We're trying to work on Ariana Robertson as well. But remember, she's doing a lot of training. She's doing a lot of stuff in the offseason. So especially getting ready for Duke basketball.
Tim, I'll write the family, Tim, because her mom's birthday was yesterday. So I'll reach out to the dad and see if we can get her before she goes off to Hungary.
For sure. Joe Alcalon, I think a lot of those national TV guys throw some wild tales for reactions. Of course, I mean, when you're that big, even locally, I mean, the smaller podcasts, you're going to see a lot of stuff that doesn't.
They do, though. I do think Rob actually believes it, though. I deep down do think that Rob does believe Tom Brady is the luckiest of all time.
You're pissing Joel off, man, because he's a go Pats guy. He's a Pats guy, man. So he's the luckiest. I'm going to be honest with both of you guys. I've never heard of the luckiest of all time take. I got to ask Rob about that. I've yet to hear that. So I would love to hear.
He said that.
I think he said it on Fox Sports.
He said on Fox Sports, and I think it was after the Falcons Super Bowl. May have been.
Right. Now I got a bone to pick.
After that one, it could have been also the Rams too. I don't know, but I think that's one of his greatest lines. When I heard, I said, "Man, this guy is coming up." And for what it's worth, Skip Bayless has also said some pretty cool. He once said, "Me, myself, and Iverson." I thought that was a pretty funny take, and then he also called T.O. Team Obliterator as well. So Skip Bayless also comes in with a bunch of those kind of one-liners.
Yeah, see, because I was in here. I agree with him. Stop talking about the Falcons, man. You give me crap about the Falcons all the time.
Funny story. Gazzato's also a big Falcons fan. That's his favorite team, Rudy.
I'm starting to realize that. He's been making the comment about the Falcons every time you talk bad about them. You're gonna, you know what, Gio? We're Super Bowl bound this year. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. My Detroit take's gonna have to wait another year. We're going all the way.
Shamai, let's clip this. Send me this, so at the end of the season, I can replay this and post it up on Sweep the League every chance I get.
Well, you know what? Madden 25 comes out August 16th, so we're gonna make it in Madden to the Super Bowl and probably win. I'm gonna put it on very easy so Kirk doesn't get hurt, but we definitely will be making it to the Super Bowl, at least in Madden. I know that. When we come back, man, we got our last commercial break. When we come back, we'll do a little bit more talk. I actually got a question for Derek here, and this is something I wanted to think about. A player recently that I started listening to an interview said that this is so off the wall. This is crazy. That's why I love talking to you guys. This is so off the wall. Joe Klein was one of the strongest NBA guys to play the game. I want to know how true that is, Derek. So when we come back from commercial break.
Was that Rasheed Wallace, Rudy?
I think it was Rasheed.
Rasheed has also mentioned about Joe Klein.
Yeah, I want to know because, I was surprised to know Joe Klein was that guy and that strong. So we need to we're saving for a little bit. We're gonna be right back on a commercial break here. This is Sweep the League, Hall of Famer Derek Gervin, Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. When we get back, how strong was Joe Klein? We'll find out.
Howdy from Texas. You've got to be tired of the sizzling electric bills in the Texas heat, right? Well, partner, we've got the solution for you. Introducing Castro & Sons Solar, harnessing the power of the sun to save you some serious cash. Their top-notch solar panels will have you soaking up the savings in no time. Imagine lower electric bills, a reduced carbon footprint, and the satisfaction of going green. Their expert team will take care of everything from installation to maintenance. We're talking hassle-free, worry-free, and stress-free solar solutions. So why wait? Join the solar revolution with Castro & Sons Solar. Let the Texas sun shine bright and your savings shine even brighter. Castro & Sons Solar, empowering your home one sunbeam at a time. Call them today and let's get this solar party started. Can you imagine a world where nature meets wellness, where every sip you take nourishes your body and soul? Introducing Special Leaf Tea, a line of 100% natural, ready-to-drink iced teas crafted to boost your immunity and energy. With 4 unique flavors to choose from, as in hibiscus blueberry, tangerine ginger, pomegranate blueberry, or the original, you can indulge in the perfect blend of taste and nutrition. Their teas are carefully crafted with 2 times the antioxidants and no added sugar. They're known to help with blood pressure, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, weight management, and even provide natural energy without caffeine. Join the movement towards natural wellness. Order now at www.specialleaf.com and start sipping your way to a healthier, happier you. Special Leaf Tea. Nature in every sip. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Spurs fans, are you ready to stay ahead of the game of the San Antonio Spurs with the best coverage in the business? Tune in to Locked On Spurs, the daily podcast that brings you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and all the latest news and updates for your silver and black. Join Jeff Garcia, the most informative and entertaining host in the game, as he breaks down all Spurs news and notes, interviews the biggest names, and keeps you locked into all things Spurs. From Monday to Friday, get ready to start your day with the best Spurs coverage in the business. Don't miss out on the expert opinions, the hot takes, and the can't-miss guests. Make sure you're locked in with Locked On Spurs. Subscribe to their YouTube channel now and stay ahead of the game all season long. Locked On Spurs. It's the best Spurs coverage in the business. Don't miss out.
Shemaya, you did it.
Wemby, the king is crowned. Wemby, king is crowned. Future of the league and he's wearing it proud. We playing justice, playing checkers, no contest. Wemby's got the game on lock and he's making it statement. I'm talking about Wemby, the next in line. Future of the league and he's shining fine.
That is the Wemby song collab by STO and SOTB. Again, you can find music on SoundCloud. Just search SOTB wherever Spotify music is. You can even get it on Apple Music, Apple iTunes. I don't know what the kids are calling it today, but I don't know what it is. But you can get it there as well. The Wemby song, The Crown, the first collab by STO and SOTB. Other music is available as we speak. So be sure to go out there, download it. You know, that supports us 100% of the time. So everything that we decide to release comes right back to us and goes out right back out to you guys. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you can subscribe to our YouTube page, go to YouTube, search at Sweep the League TV. Just be a subscriber. We're sitting at 153 right now, but we are growing. That's in less than like 2 months. So we've got a very big event coming in October 11th through the 13th. We will be at Big Texas Comic Con, bringing you live coverage of Big Texas Comic Con. We'll be talking to a lot of fans out there, a lot of listeners, a lot of people there just enjoying the Comic Con. You want to talk about the new Avengers Doomsday announcement that came out, Secret Wars. Hey, Robert Downey Jr. is going from Iron Man to Doctor Doom. We're going to have a lot of people on our panel as well at the tables with us talking about everything at Big Texas Comic Con. So be sure to join us there. Get your tickets today. We're also going to be giving away a couple of one-day passes to Big Texas Comic Con. So the only way to do it is to be on our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sweep the League TV. So this last segment is brought to you by MCS General Contracting, La Cocina Taco Truck, Special Leaf Tea, and Castro and Son Solar. Speaking of MCS General Contracting, the toughest guys in the business, goes right into the perfect thing that I asked you before we went to commercial break, and that is Joe Klein. People are like, when the hell, why are we talking about Joe Klein for? Well, yeah, Rasheed Wallace is the one guy that brought it up, and I believe it was on, was it the Up and Smoke podcast? One with Steven Jackson and Barnes. The mention of Joe Klein, all that smoke, the mention of Joe Klein. And Rasheed was just kind of like, he was just a tough guy, man. So I got to hear from the man himself, Derek Gervin. Joe Klein, you look at Joe and you don't expect Joe Klein to be, a mean guy, have a mean streak or anything. But Sheed said a little bit different when it came to Joe Klein.
Not a mean guy, but I played against him in college. Matter of fact, I actually can brag a little bit. I had 30 against Arkansas. Joe Klein was a first-team All-American at that time.
Yeah.
And yes, he's not a mean guy, but yes, what do they call him? They used to say guys were like kind of corn-fed, like country guys. I know you have to be careful how you word things today, but yeah, I would have called him. It's another term we used to say about him. It just ends in strong. The second word is strong. Yeah, Joe was a very strong guy. And I used to be under that basket when we played him in college. I always made sure to protect myself because I never wanted to have my teeth replaced at that age from somebody elbowing me. So I used to kind of get out of there, man. I thought he was really strong, and him and Wayman Tisdale. But, yeah, Joe was stronger. Joe was a beast.
Yeah, man. Joe Cologne's right. Didn't Joe Klein come up with the Celtics in the 80s? Yeah, he was a part of the Celtics teams. But, I remember Joe from the Phoenix days. I don't know why Phoenix came into my head when he was with the Phoenix Suns. But, yeah, it was kind of just weird about she talking about Joe Klein all of a sudden. I'm like, wow, that brings up other guys from just different eras. Like, I started naming them off. Like, okay, so Joe Klein, does that make John Koncak the same way, a tough guy? I don't see John Koncak the same way either, man. You're Joe Klein, man. Are you as tough as Joe Klein was? Would Rasheed Wallace say Coach Gio is a menace to the basket?
I grew up in New York City. I played a lot of ball there, and I did have a kind of a physical style basketball. Actually, because they don't. If he's on this chat, he'll let you know. I've been known to blow some elbows, some hard fouls, rebounds. So I'm kind of along those lines of kind of doing the dirty work. No point intended. But that's just part of what that era was about, Rudy. You had all these enforcers. Every team, in a sense, had enforcers. You had Bill Lambier with the pen. They had a bunch of them. It wasn't just him. Dennis Rodman, a little bit later on in his career, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, Rick Mahorn, Kermit Washington, who once upon a time we all.
Jeez, I don't even know.
He literally almost murdered someone on the basketball court.
Rudy Tomjanovich, man.
Ben Wallace, more kind of his current day, but there's so many guys that played their roles. And that's the beauty of the NBA, especially during that time, is everyone knew their role. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do. And today's NBA, we talk about all the time. Half these guys don't even know what they're doing on the court.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to talk about a lot of the toughness that was back in the day. And like I mentioned, Joe Klein, Gazello's in here saying Gio was soft like a pillow. I believe that 100%. I think you were soft as a pillow.
Gio, thank you. I'm sorry, Ruth. Shout out to my friend, man. I try not to get emotional every time I hear his name, Anthony. Anthony Mason.
Yeah.
Very, very good friend of mine with the Nets. He was a rookie when I was there, and I was an older 26-year-old rookie. But Anthony was there, and I kind of hung out with Anthony. He didn't hang out with a lot of guys his first year with the Nets, but I was one of them, man. And I think about the guy a lot. And you talk about enforcer. He was an enforcer on the court, but off the court, one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. So I'm gonna say rest in peace, Anthony. I love you, my man.
Yeah, definitely Anthony Mason, man. Go ahead, Joe.
He was another one. Chris Webber also said Terry Cummings was another guy who was another enforcer who gave him his moment. Say, hey, don't come down this lane acting like this. Don't let nobody pump you up. So there's so many guys in today's NBA. You can go down the lane, and half the time no one's gonna really touch you at all. But it's just kind of the nature of what the NBA is today.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Gio. I'm sorry, Rudy Gio. Terry sent me my usual scripture on this past Sunday. I get them every week. His sermons, not scripture. He sends me a sermon every Sunday.
Well, tell Terry he is welcome. Now. Yeah, I actually looked him up on Facebook and tell him he's welcome here anytime, Derek.
I'll tell him because he's out in Georgia. I stay in contact with him. He's still getting his exercise. He still goes out on his walks. He still looks good. We used to play against each other here in the summers, every summer when he was a Spur. So I'm competing against, I'm a 215-pound guy competing against Terry Cummings. And if I wasn't guarding Cummings sometime, I'm guarding Mike Mitchell. Oh, my boy, oh my goodness.
Ooh, man, you didn't have a very easy time guarding people. They had a lot of.
They had a harder time guarding me, Rudy.
Oh man, here we go. We need to get those tapes. We got to get those tapes on here. I want to see that because I know the type of player you were, man, and you're a scorer.
I'm quicker than them. I'm quicker than them, but you talking about strength though. TC is up there, but Joe Klein is. I'm trying to think. Joe Klein, Rick Mahorn, and Bill Laimbeer. You talk about some strong guys. So whoever the question earlier about Joe, yeah, Joe, I'll say it again. Joe is a beast.
Even Shaq said Rick Mahorn was a pain to go up against. He said he's so strong, and that's how these players. Hey, you had to lift weights, Derek, because every night you're battling some big in there that's probably going to try to take your head off. I mean, Shaq in his prime, especially in Orlando. I mean, Shaq's making these moves left and right. He's dunking on people. He's trying to embarrass you.
Yeah, he definitely is, man. And that's the cool thing about, talking about past NBA players. It never gets old talking about NBA players from back in the day. We mentioned Joe Klein, even how many podcasts, how many shows bring up, John Koncak? I mean, probably nobody. That's the thing about this show here.
SMU, Southern Methodist.
We bring up players. It's like, holy cow! The other day we were talking about Sean Kemp, and then everybody decided to bring up Chris Gatling. I mean, there's like players that you're like, I remember those guys.
Rudy, you killing me, man. I played against Chris in a summer league game down here. Yeah, one of my old teammates at UTSA played on the Harlem Globetrotters from Madison High School named Robert Wallace. He had a game down here at St. Mary's University, and Chris Gatlin was one of the players on the floor. And I thought I told you that story that I asked him, how did he end up shaking Sean Kemp's hand after he dunked on him? So, yeah, I got stories for you guys for days, man.
There we go. We're gonna definitely get into a lot of these stories here, but nonetheless, man, we talked a lot about tonight. Team USA. Well, hopefully they don't overlook Puerto Rico coming up here in the next few days. Tim wants to talk a little bit about the Team USA women's team. Can you give me a quick rundown for Team USA, Derek, for women? I mean, I don't see them having any issues at all. I think they're going to be able to be fine. I expect them to win the gold, but you see anything coming up, any issues-wise with Team USA women that they may have to maybe be concerned about?
No, the only team I could still see, even after they lost, was maybe Australia just giving us a run for the first half. I don't think any team now that's the dream team. You're talking about this team here, and I know they don't have Caitlin Clark and they don't have Angel Reese, but if you look at that team with Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart, and you look at that roster, there's not a team that's in the Olympics right now that can compete with them for maybe the first 10 minutes. But other than that, no, they're going to romp over every team in this tournament. I don't think any team, maybe Japan could try to play a disciplined style of game, but of course they're not big enough. I don't think there's any team that could touch them at all.
Yeah, real quick, man. Team USA, the 3-on-3, they're 0-2. Why don't they just get some of these big three guys? I mean, hell,
they got Jameer Fredette, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
I thought that was odd.
They lost to Poland today. They had a chance to win, but the clock ran out. They were down 19-17, and they play by time. Either the first team to 21 or you play by the clock. And they had a chance to win, but Jameer missed a big shot down at the end, and then Poland ran out the clock. We didn't even get a chance to foul them before the clock ran out. So, yeah, we're 0-2, 0-2, and we've got to win our next game.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you've got a whole league dedicated to 3-on-3 basketball. A lot of these guys are former NBA players. I mean, I think they're better options than what you're seeing on 3-on-3 competition for Team USA. But that's another conversation for another day. Just like Tim wants to know about a Dell Demps story, Derek. I know you probably have one of Dell Demps, but we'll save it for the next show, Tim. We'll definitely save that. We got a lot more stories and stuff. But nonetheless, this is Sweep the League. It's a Wacky Wednesday edition. We'll be back tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. Kind of a rundown here. We're also going to have MCS General Contracting Zone. Chris Leha is going to be joining us on Tuesday. So he's going to give us a little bit of insight on MCS General Contracting. He's also going to give us a little bit, a couple of sports takes, stuff like that. Would love talking to Chris. So he'll be with us on Tuesday of next week. Also, I'm working on Jill Jelnick to be on the show. Now with Jill, just an FYI, it's probably going to be a pre-recorded segment. So that might come out before the show actually airs. So her schedule is definitely difficult. She's at Titans training camp. So we'll have Jill Jelnick as well. And also, we're going to be working on getting Megan Price as well for WNBA talk as well when they start the league back up. So appreciate everybody tonight. We were up to over 1,000 people on the live stream. Wow. So appreciate everybody that was joining us tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow. Remember, we've got not college football. We've got Madden 25, the giveaway, coming up August 16th. Be on the lookout for those posts that are coming out. Give you instructions on how you can enter to win Madden 25. Also, Big Texas Comic Con in October, we'll be giving away some stuff for that. We're going to give away tickets as well. Not only that, we've also got more giveaways, and we're going to do a TikTok giveaway. So we get to 1,000 subscribers on TikTok. We're going to be doing a lot there. But we also want to open the vault. We want to get to 1,000 on YouTube. We get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're going to open up the vault. We're going to give away some no problem, easy, cool, hard cash. So just remember that for everybody out there. We appreciate you for sweeping the league with us again tonight for Hall of Famer. Derek, what do you got there?
Let me tell you that I wrote Rob during the break, so I'll probably hear from him tomorrow. I know it's kind of late, but I wrote him during the break and asked him, can we talk tomorrow? So I'm sure I'll be hearing from him. We're friends on Facebook, and I talked to him, so I'm sure I'll probably be hearing from him tomorrow, so we can try to get him on this show.
Yeah, I mean, we always say we're getting people on the show. We are really trying to get big time people on the show, and we do have conversations with them. I'm not gonna lie, I've made contact with Mario Ellie. I shot him an email. He told me to email him. I shot him an email, so we're waiting to hear back from Mario.
Can you do me a favor, sir?
Sure.
Rudy, I need you to check your schedule for Saturday.
Okay.
How would you like to go meet some Big Three guys?
I'm all for it, as long as I know I'm busy in the morning, but after that I should be good.
Well, let's talk, because the Big Three will be here this weekend, and I plan on going to talk to these couple of guys, some of these guys, and who knows, they might even be having a practice. So I'll talk to you off camera, and then we'll figure that out.
Awesome, man. And also, we're hoping that Coach Gio does get credentialed for Indiana University. If that happens, we'll be bringing you some Indiana football coverage as well. So we're not spreading ourselves thin. We're bringing you as much coverage as possible, and we appreciate everybody that does tune in to Sweep the League. We are Monday through Friday. We come on about 9 o'clock at night. So just be on the lookout. We got a ton more stuff coming. So again, for Hall of Famer Derek Gervin, for Coach Gio, it's Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again tomorrow, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey there, sports fans. I'm Ashley, your go-to girl for all things sports here on Sweep the League. Welcome to our daily news reports where we'll be covering the latest updates from the NFL, NBA, WNBA, college sports, and more. We're thrilled to be a part of the rapidly growing Sweep the League network, bringing you fast and fresh news updates every day. Make sure to subscribe to Sweep the League TV on YouTube for even more in-depth analysis and discussions with our amazing team Monday through Friday. Huge thank you to our incredible sponsors in San Antonio for their support. We couldn't do it without you. So let's get started. I'm Ashley, and I'll be sweeping the league for you every day. Stay tuned for the latest sports news and updates.